Hey there, my name is Alyssa Ravenel, and I am the Customer Success Manager at GiveGab, and I'm here today to talk to you about creating the perfect Giving Day profile. Really how to develop that engaging and eye-catching profile to share with your supporters and to garner some new support. So in preparing for your profile, you need to get ready. You need to set some preliminary ideas and goals ahead of time. So first you want to define your goals. Now, when people go to your profile, what should they be feeling? Should they be sad? Should they be happy? Should they be excited? Lots of different feelings they should be having, but what one will really speak to your cause? And what do you want the main call to action to be? Do you want it to be to donate? Do you want it to be to share? Do you want to get as many donors as you can, or maybe as much money as you can? There's lots of different goals you can set that will really influence that call to action. You also want to gather your assets. When preparing your profile, there'll be lots of places for you to add in photos, graphics, your logo, and even videos. So make sure you have all of those things ahead of time. And lastly, before creating your profile, you want to have your story in place. How can your supporters help you make a difference? What story are you trying to tell your supporters about your organization? There are going to be some other videos you can watch that will go into a lot more detail about these three things, but you want to make sure you have these three things, goal, assets, and a story before you get started on your profile. So the first thing you'll do is actually head on over to GiveGab. You'll go to your Giving Day site, and in the upper right hand corner there is a login button. You're just going to want to click on that. When you click on that, you'll be brought right to your Giving Day dashboard. And this is where you will actually create your perfect profile for your Giving Day. We have a lot of different options, or a lot of different steps we have here. The first one is add your organization's information. Next is add your story. Third is add your bank account information. Fourth is add donation levels. Fifth is add a thank you message. And sixth is add fundraisers. There are some other things you can do on this page as well over here on the right hand side, but we're going to be focusing on these 6 steps today. So the basics, this is under add your organization's information. We're going to add in a logo, a tagline, a website, and some causes. Your logo is one of the first things the donor sees on your profile. You want to make sure your logo is current, it represents your brand, and it speaks to your organization. Above that is a tagline, and this is a quick, just 1-sentence overview of your organization or Giving Day campaign. Sum up your story, sum up your organization in just 1 quick sentence. The third thing you're going to add is your website. Your website is so your donors can learn more about your organization. This is important to add if you have one, because in your donor's thank you receipt it says learn more about Logan's Pop, the link to our website. And last, you're going to choose as causes. You can select up to 3 causes that really speak to your organization. They are predetermined, so you do have to fit within those causes that are there, but it's really to help donors find causes that they're interested in. So as you can see here as an example, for Logan's Pups, you can see that picture of Logan, the pup. You can find their tagline, helping find senior dogs' loving homes in their last years. You can see the website's right in there, loganspups.org. And then you have causes over on the right-hand side. We have cause number 1 is animals, obviously, because it's an animal or dog organization. And cause number 2 is education, because we do educate as well about senior dogs. So once we put in the basics, the next thing we're going to do is tell our story. This one is really the bulk of your profile. This is what's really going to speak about your organization to your donors. When you expand that tag, add your story, you're going to have some options there. The first option you see is going to be a cover photo. And you can see right down here, this is one of the main photos on your profile. So you do want a photo that really speaks to your organization. It does need to be a JPEG or a PNG file type. You can't have it larger than 5 megabytes maximum. The cover photo should also be about 1500 by 500 pixels and a very high quality image. A high quality image can be taken with an iPhone or another smartphone, so don't feel like you need a professional photographer to get an image for you. And if you have a Facebook page, those images for your Facebook cover photo tend to work really, really well in this spot. The next thing you'll set is your monetary goal. The monetary goal is optional. You do not need to set an actual goal for your giving day. Although it is really great to have one because it gives your supporters a goal to be reaching for. They know exactly how much you're trying to raise, and it can really help tell your story. A goal, when you enable it, also enables a real-time progress bar on your profile right down here. So you can see we have that big cover photo up top here, and then that progress bar right down here. Again, if you have any questions about monetary goals, there's a whole training course all about monetary goals. So I'll definitely go ahead and check that out. And not just monetary goals, also donor goals, social media goals, a bunch of different options. So once we add in our cover photo and our goal, we will actually get into the meat of our campaign, or the meat of our giving day, all about our story. So you'll see our story editor right down here, and this is what it's going to look like as you're editing your story. You'll just go ahead and type your text in, and then you have a bunch of formatting options up here. You can add in photos, you can add in links, you can add a bunch of different things. I'm going to go into a little more detail on this screen. So these are the ways you can format your story. Up top here in the pink, we have custom formatting that will change your text and your header sizes. You'll notice you cannot change the colors on your story, and that's so that your story can fit in with the branding of the giving day. While we want you to have your branding showcased for your organization, we also need to have everything kind of fit in with the giving day branding. It makes it a lot easier for donors to navigate the site if everything kind of looks the same, and the donors won't be confused like, oh, did I leave the site or not, because everything will look the same. This next section under text highlighting, this is where you can bold, italicize, or underline text. And you also see this magic wand button. If you're typing in, or if you copy and paste your text in from another Word document, always start by clicking this magic wand. This will clear out all formatting. Otherwise, your formatting options, all of these will not work unless you clear that formatting when you first begin. And as you're working, if you just, you don't like anything that you've done, you can always start over by clicking that button as well. Next, we have content alignment. This will justify the text and images to the left, to the right, or to the center of your profile. You can add lists, so maybe you have a list of things you're trying to raise money for, so you can either do a bulleted list or you can do a numbered list. Over here, all the way to the right, we can enter full screen mode. So that will just blow up the entire text editor to your entire screen. Or we can also edit in HTML. If you know HTML or CSS, use the co-editor to customize your profile. If you don't know any HTML or CSS, do not worry. Everything you'd want to do with HTML or CSS is going to be located in these buttons right up top here. And then over here in the teal, you can upload images, you can upload them, you can crop them, you can rotate them, you can make them bigger or smaller, you can even link images. The next one up is adding links. You can actually link to other pages on text or photos, as I mentioned before. You don't want to add too many links to take people away from your page, because you do want them to, the main call to action on your page should be to do something on that page, whether it's donate or share. Some links you might want to add, maybe a link to your website, maybe a link to your social media pages, things like that. If you wanted to add in a table, if you needed for some reason to organize information in a table, there's that option. And this last, probably very underutilized piece is the horizontal line. Now, whenever you're typing up your story, maybe you have a new section, maybe you're going to be talking about something different, add in a line to break up the content. It's going to help your donors really be able to skim through some of that story, make sure that they're getting some of the main points, but they can really hone in on where you change sections so that they can pick and choose kind of what they want to read about if your story is kind of longer. So once we do all of that, this is what it looks like on the page. You can see here, this was blue in the editor, but the branding of the Giving Day turned this black. We have that photo over here that is floated right, and we have our story over here. This is a very basic profile, although I wouldn't make it much longer than this. No. But you can see here that the formatting tools really highlights the most important elements of that story. They're highlighting a senior pup. They're highlighting, they have this big header image to kind of summarize again that story for them. And over here on the right is some more information from the campaign after the day has already started. But when you're still preparing your profile, you won't see any of this unless you have a match together, but your recent donors won't show up until the day itself. And I do want to jump into just some really quick storytelling tips. Again, there is a whole training course right on storytelling. But some of the things you want to keep in mind when writing your story, you want to focus on a specific person, community, or program. This makes it really authentic and easy to understand for your donors. The donor doesn't have to comprehend that you take care of 100,000 people a year. They can focus on Jim and how you helped Jim do this one thing. And having that authentic story about that specific person makes the donor, again, easy to comprehend and understand that. You will create clear calls to action so donors know how they can have a direct impact on your mission. Again, your profile will already have some clear calls to action. It'll have that big donate button, and if you want, it will also have a fundraise button. But within your story, you want to make sure your calls to action your donors know what your goal is for the day, whether it's monetary, whether it's to find new donors, whether it's to reach 100 donors. Make it very clear to your donors that they know what you want them to do. You also want to make sure you're highlighting the joy of giving to your cause, and that's the feel-good piece. Why is someone giving to your cause? Why is it so exciting? Why is it such a good idea? Why is it a good thing to give to your cause? Make it make it joyous and fun to your donors. And last, you want to make sure your donors feel like a hero. Even if a donor is giving $5 or a donor is giving $100,000, you want to make sure that they still feel like they're making a very huge impact on your organization. And this is just one of those ways that you can really highlight that impact is through donation levels. So you can add donation levels to your Giving Day profile. It can include custom amounts, unique descriptions. You can even add in photos if you'd like. And you can actually have unlimited giving levels, although we wouldn't recommend that. We would recommend between 3 or 4 donation levels. Even 5 is going to be okay. But if you think about it, your Giving Day profile is mobile responsive, so the more and more donation levels you have, the further and further down your story becomes on mobile devices. So I'd say keep it between 3 and 5 donation levels. And yes, the donor is always given the option to choose their own amount. They do not have to give the exact amounts you list. They can give whatever amount they wish. But you can see here, I am highlighting the impact the donors can have on Logan's pups. For $25, that provides 1 week of food for a senior pup. $50 provides a super soft bed for a loving senior pup. And $100 helps a family foster one of our amazing senior pups. Again, it helps the donors envision exactly how they can assist. And this is what it will look like on your profile. You can see here that we have things we've seen before. We have the name of the organization, we have our tagline and our causes, we have these call to actions and our goal bar, and then right below that we have our donation levels. And it ranges from 25 up to 500, plus that extra choose your own amount. Again, between 4 and 5 donation levels to your profile, it has the best engagement and the best donation flow. And if you're struggling on which levels to add for your donation levels, think about what your average or your median gift is. That should be one of these middle numbers. So if your median gift is $67, for example, put that as one of these middle ones. And that's because psychology and donors make them choose the middle ones. They want to feel safe. Feeling safe is somewhere right in the middle. They don't want to feel like they're not giving enough. They don't want to feel like they're better than everyone else by giving as much as they can. But somewhere right in the middle is your sweet spot for most donors. We have some quick donation level tips. You want to personalize your donation levels. Think outside that $25, $50, and $100 box that we had on that previous example. And really think about how much does an item that you use cost. It makes it a lot more authentic. Notice $50 buy you something? Then that's great. But if $67.56 buys something, then use that number. You can also think about it and how much it costs to help one person. So maybe to feed a family for the week, it costs you $128. Use that amount. Again, you always want to use photos or stock images to show what their donation buys. Help donors visualize their impact by adding in the image of what they actually would be buying for your organization. You also want to tie together your story and your donation levels, and that means making sure your goals of your story and your donation levels are aligned. For example, if you want to get 100 donors, but you start your donation levels at $1,000, you probably won't reach that goal of 100 donors. Maybe start your donation levels at $5 or at $10. So that again, the goal that you set is aligned with your donation levels and align with your story. Another example, if your story is focused on a specific program or project, make sure your donation levels reflect that. So if I am trying to raise money to buy food for dogs, my donation levels probably shouldn't be about medical costs for dogs. It should be reflective of the story I'm trying to tell. The fifth step in our process is all about personal gratitude and really thanking your donors, making them feel really, really great about helping your organization. So we do automatically send out a thank you message to all of your donors immediately after they make their gift, and it is a custom message from you. If you want to make sure you're writing your own custom thank you message, you want to add your own photo or video right in there. As you can see, we have Logan saying thanks. And again, it's sent immediately to your donors so that they can feel that immediate gratitude from you. And this is what it's going to look like. So it says, thank you, Bridget. So it says, thank you, donor name for your generous gift. There it has your thank you image, as well as your thank you message right below. Again, it has your custom content, but also has the Giving Day branding so that the donor can be reminded, oh yeah, I participated, I donated during that Giving Day. Again, there's that link right down there at the bottom to your organization's website to learn more. And again, it comes from whoever you set as the contact person. It does not come from GiveGab. It doesn't come from your Giving Day. It comes from you and your organization. It also will encourage donors to create their own peer-to-peer fundraising page to help you raise funds. So again, peer-to-peer fundraising, we're going to have a whole training all on that, but it really helps you spread the word. The thank you also doubles as a donor receipt, and it can be submitted for tax reporting efforts. You can see down here we have the EIN, the organization name, and the amount. And it also has the option for donors to review all their donations made online, which is view your donation history. Of course, when we say all their donations made online, we mean all the ones that were processed through GiveGab. So any Giving Days they participated in, if they donated to your organization during your Giving Day, and all the other ones, it's all going to show up in their donation history. So once we complete all of those steps, we're going to review our perfect profile by heading on over to on the right hand side under that box. It says share your page. We're going to click on the link that says view your page right underneath those social share buttons. And again, we're just going to make sure that we have that branded logo, that custom cover photo, some specific giving levels, a unique story, specific goals set, and some clear calls to action. Again, this is a great example of a finished profile, that great big cover photo at the top, a little cut off. Yours will be much bigger on your profile. We have that title, we have that tagline, we have our calls to action of donate or fundraise, we have our goal bar, our donation levels, our story down below, a sponsor match, which we'll be going into in a future training, and again, recent donors for on the day of. Some key takeaways from this training: you want to make sure you're using a captivating cover photo and images throughout your entire story. Again, this helps donors visualize exactly what they're doing to help your organization. You want to focus on a unique story that's easy to understand. You don't need to tell the entire story of your entire organization, just a unique story, about one or two things maybe that you're working on or someone that you've helped in the past. You want to make sure it's clear how donors can have an impact by utilizing those donation levels. And delight your donors instantly by customizing that thank you message that will be sent immediately to them after they make their gift. I think the most important thing with this Giving Day is to have fun. I mean, you're going to be talking to potentially hundreds, if not thousands of donors, and they want to learn about your organization. They are here to help and support you. So have fun with it, tell your story, use a lot of really, really great images, and again, have fun. So some next level tips, if you feel like you've got this covered, easy peasy, some next level tips: create a video and put that on your profile. Recruit some peer-to-peer fundraisers, secure a sponsored match, and post volunteer opportunities. While these 4 things are optional, I think that we've seen that they really can do a lot for a profile for our organization. But again, focus on the first part of this presentation first, and then learn about some of these next level tips in our future trainings. And lastly, I always like to mention GiveGab's customer success team is always here for you. You can visit our help center at support.givegab.com. You can send us an email at customersuccess@givegab.com. You can even chat with us in real time whenever you have questions or need a hand. Just look for that little blue chat bubble all across your Giving Day site and on GiveGab, and you will get a direct line to one of our lovely customer success agents. It'll look just like this. Send us a quick message and we will help you out. We are not also just here for tech support. We are here for fundraising strategy, for helping you tell your story, for giving feedback, for reviewing your profile with you and giving you feedback on that. And we are here for you every step of the way.